Ignition. We have liftoff.
Rezolve AI shareholders, how are you doing today? What a day. In pre-market, I saw we were up like 30%. And then the market opened and started dropping. I was like, oh no, what momentum. And it's coming down. It was just going to be another flat day. And the shareholders said, not today. And we just rode up. And we were at 28% at the close and 4% after hours, up to 309. I love to see it. We're going to get into it. What happened today? It's an exciting day. We're going to take 24 hours to celebrate. And then we're going to move on to our next opponent, the shorts. So let's get a little pumped up. Let's get a little excited for today. Now, we still understand that we have shareholders that are at 40% loss, 50% loss, 60% loss. We know some shareholders got in at 8, 7, 6 a share. And they need us to have 100% gain in 2026 just to get close to even. And we're going to try to make that happen. So let's go ahead and celebrate and get into some of the details. Okay, welcome to the Rezolve shareholder meeting. This meeting is for shareholders only. So if you're not a shareholder, if you're a short, if you're watching us from the tube, go ahead and hit that back button on the remote. Get out of here. If you're watching from your phone, go ahead and hit that back button. You can go ahead and watch PayPal. You don't belong with Rezolve. Now, we don't have the best looking group of shareholders, but we're in it together. And we're going to have a lot of patience. But 2026 might be our year to get back the high single digit numbers. Back to 7, back to 8, and beyond. Now, what happened today? Well, our CEO, Dan Wagner, attended the Northland Growth Conference to hold one-on-one investor meetings. Now, Dumb Man Investor did make a request. I was denied. That's okay. And then he delivered the news from that meeting. 200 million ARR expected to end the year. Holy smokes. Now, we knew this was coming. We talked about this in previous Rezolve videos. We knew that he was going to announce that we were going to beat ARR, but it didn't move the needle at the time. But today, it did. And you know what else shocked me that I initially missed? Because I was just looking for ARR to see where we ended up. I knew we were going to be higher. Remember, back in June, July, on the earnings, we were going for 100 million ARR. Then it bumped up to 150. Now it's over 200. But what I missed on the headline today was the 17 million revenue. And when I saw that number, I said, 17 million. We're going to end the year at 17 million in revenue. Because at the last earnings, we were at 6 million. But I read it wrong. It's 17 million for December alone. 17 million for December. That's what I really think moved the needle. And I missed that at first. That's a huge number. Yes, so Sir Wagner attended the Northland Growth Conference to hold one-on-one investor meetings today, December 16th. We don't know the details of those meetings yet. We got an insider working on it, but we know what happened. Rezolve AI shatters year-end expectations. December revenue expected to exceed 17 million. And when I first saw that, I overlooked this because I thought this was year-end. Because at the last earnings, they only had 6 million in revenue. And to have 17 million just in December alone, wow, amazing. ARR, we knew we were going to beat. He kept saying we were going to beat. And so to see that number go from 90 to 100 to 125 to 150, now 200, amazing. GAAP net loss expected due to non-cash items and one-time costs. Company expects record December performance and important milestone of positive adjusted EBITDA. 2026 is going to be our year, back to the high single digits, I believe. Rezolve AI has confirmed December is expected to be the strongest month in the company's history, with revenue expected to exceed 17 million. Anticipates a GAAP net loss for the period due to non-cash items and one-time costs. It expects to achieve the milestone of positive adjusted EBITDA, demonstrating the powerful operating leverage in the Rezolve platform. Now, let's not forget some of our shareholder friends here in this meeting today are down 50%, 60%. And I hate to see that. The days of $8, $7 a share are long gone. And to get back to that number, we pretty much have to gain 100% just to sniff it. Now, for some companies, 100% move back up could take years. But this is Rezolve. Rezolve can move 30% in a day. So there is no doubt in my mind that we can move a 100% in 2026 and get some of us close back to even or back above that point. I hate to see shareholders in the red. It's difficult. I want the best for all of us. But we're going to have to demonstrate some patience here. Sometimes when you get into stocks, you don't realize how much patience that you have to have when things go wrong. And when you have big drops, 50%, 60% from the highs, it's challenging mentally. And some of us have sold. We've bought at the top We bought high and sold low, and that's a shame. I understand people have to do what they have to do, but that's not how the game works. I've been there when I bought high and sold low when I first began investing. And what I've learned over that time is patience is a very powerful tool. Dollar cost averaging is a very powerful tool. And I have to use those tools sometimes to get back to even on stocks, to wait it out. Sometimes you have to wait years. But I truly believe in 2026, as Dan continues to outperform, that we'll get back to where we truly belong. Now let's remember, Dan's new hire, Elizabeth Lockhar from Microsoft, she's going to be leading the U.S. sales charge. She's not starting until January 2026. Now there has been some complaints about Rezolve not being able to grow organically, but we really haven't started yet. We've made some acquisitions that didn't move the needle. We've made a few acquisitions so far. The stock didn't move. Shareholders are concerned about growing organically, but that's coming. By the end of Q2 2026, Rezolve expects to have approximately 40 sales professionals in the United States and an additional 20 to 30 across Europe, establishing one of the largest global sales forces dedicated to agentic commerce. Organic growth is coming. We have to be patient. That's going to be the word of the year in 2026. Now, Rezolve has taken on some debt with these acquisitions, diluted some shareholders with these acquisitions. But Dan is doing everything that he told us he would do. He said he would grow organically. He's putting the pieces in place. He said we couldn't get there alone doing that. We're going to have to acquire businesses. Doing that is going to incur some costs, some dilution, some debt. But we're invested in the stock for a reason. We believe in his vision. We believe in the business. We believe in the technology. We believe that all e-commerce sites are going to have AI agents helping the customer through the purchase process. The customer is not going to be going it alone for very much longer. Those days are coming to an end. Rezolve is at the forefront of this. There will be a future where all e-commerce websites have an AI agent, artificial intelligence, helping the customer through white glove service, concierge service. Going to happen. It's happening now. I love that they're a smaller company. They're nimble. They can be quick to pivot. Because these customers need hand-holding. We're there to do that. It feels like the last 2 months have been 2 long years. Imagine, it's only been 2 months. Just imagine what's going to happen in 2026. I'm going to be patient, and it's hard sometimes. And I feel for those who are down 40, 50, 60%. I've been there before in other stocks. I've had to wait it out. Dollar cost average. Try to have a plan when I'm getting into these stocks. Expect the worst. And if it does happen, what are you going to do? Because I never want to buy high and sell low. In my initial investment journey that started many, many years ago, it felt like every time I bought a stock, I was buying at the high. It would drop 40, 50%. I'd have to sell. I couldn't mentally take it. Didn't understand how the market really worked, how the game is played. There are tools at your disposal. Patience, dollar cost average. Before you get into an investment, have a game plan. What are you going to do if the stock drops 10%, 20%? Are you going to sell? Are you going to hold on? Are you going to buy more? When you get involved in a stock, who's the CEO? Do you trust them? Do they have character issues? Dan has baggage. Dan has failed businesses, lawsuits, haters. He has successes as well. I have to decide whether or not I trust him to lead this business. And also, do I believe in the business that he's running? Do I believe in the technology? Do I believe that e-commerce sites are going to have an AI agent helping customers? I do. And I want to be involved in that. And I'm involved with it with Rezolve. Now, shareholders, we have a long ways to go to get back to where we were at 8. But we understand we can move fast. We can move 30% a day. We can go from the end of August at $3 to 2 weeks later at 8. We can almost double in 2 weeks, guys. This is what the stock has done before. I'm waiting this out in 2026. I need to see what happens. I need to be a part of the story. Let me know your thoughts about Rezolve AI, the move today. What do you think about the future? Do you still believe in the business? Do you still believe that artificial intelligence is going to be a part of the story? AI agents on e-commerce sites, is it going to be a part of the story going forward? Or is it just going to be done? Is it just a fad? Now, don't be surprised if we get under $3 again. If the market goes sour for a little bit here in December, January, and we get down to 250, don't be surprised. I'm going to have patience on this one. But today was very good news, and it's just the start. Hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye.